Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video to document the method that I use for getting furniture on top of the lofts. The lofts were added recently, as well as the stairwell, and while they're a great addition to the game, they are severely lacking in the sense that you are completely unable to place ground furniture on top of them. It's been a source of frustration for many people. If you go ahead and try to place, like, say, a bed up here, you can see that it just won't attach on top of the loft. So there are a couple of tricks for getting ground furniture up here. Some people have found ways of floating furniture, but floating pieces individually and trying to get them in the correct location is just, it's an exercise in madness. So I decided to make this video to kind of help people out a bit. So what I want to do is I want to get a bed and a couple of other items up to that level. So what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to go ahead and just place a bed and this table here, like so. Now what I'm doing is I'm kind of imagining that that this is where the loft is going to be. If I were to say, place this loft up against this wall like this, and I do have a grid snap on, you can see that that's the size of the loft. So the pieces are going to be on top of the loft pretty much in this orientation, so I can make sure that there's no overhang and kind of get a feel for where things are. So in order to get this trick to work, what you need to do is make sure that the loft is in your inventory. This trick only works if you're placing directly from your inventory. It won't work if you're placing it from the storehouse. The second thing you need to do is make sure you are using mouse mode. So if you go into character configuration, make sure it's on mouse mode, not gamepad mode. The reasoning behind that is that when you are in the furnishing layout mode or layout menu, you have a choice of the layout modes down here at the bottom. If you select the rotate one, you can click on an item and then immediately go into a rotate operation. Whereas if you are using the game controller mode, if you click on an item to select it and then attempt to rotate, it actually shifts the item and causes it to fall off of the floating position that you placed it in. So that's a bit of an annoyance. So make sure you're in mouse mode. Make sure before you do anything that you have it on rotate mode as well, just to prevent yourself from having problems later. So I'll go ahead and lay out the items like I want. Now, the objective here is to place the loft so that it just barely clips through the bottom of the items, like about here would be great. But as you can see, the game will not allow me to place the loft below this board here. Again, it's just somebody hates the player base, I guess, or doesn't actually play the game. But there is a way around this. What you need to do is get a stage panel, and the stage panel has this big support structure behind it. Don't worry about that. You can clip that through the wall and get it really close to the wall. And once you place it, you'll see that it's a smooth surface all the way down to the bottom. And once that's in place, we can attach our wooden loft right at the ground level. Well, almost ground level. You can place it about right here. But there is a trick to this. You need to make sure that as soon as you place the item with the left mouse button, you need to hit escape within a few hundred milliseconds. I think probably a quarter of a second's fine. Just be quick about it. So just left click and then hit escape. And as you can see, the bed and everything else that was on that platform got lifted up as one unit. So now what you need to do is go back into indoor furnishings, select the item, return it to your inventory, and then go ahead and place it again. This time we're going to go up one more notch. Oops. So we're going to go ahead and move it to right here. Again, left click and then escape. Now sometimes you'll get this fail to complete housing action. That's perfectly fine. What happens is that the item, in this case the loft, gets sent back to your inventory. In this case it just saves us a step, so we're fine. Just go ahead and continue doing the place operation. So grab it, clip it a little bit higher up, left click escape. Again, you see the items went up a little bit higher. And go ahead and again return the loft to the inventory. And then we're going to place it and move it up a little bit higher. Now, this is going to be as high as I'm going to take it for the purpose of this video. So what you're going to need to do at this point, there's two crucial operations that must be taken. The first is that you must take the loft or whatever you use to float your furniture, and you must return it to your inventory. You can't leave it in place, it'll break the glitch. Second, what you need to do is make sure you're on rotate mode again. Click on each item and then rotate it. It doesn't matter if you put it back in its original location or not. You just need to update its position so the game updates the information within the database. So if you have the grid snap on, it makes it easier. So in this case, I'm just going to put it right back to where I had it. Same for this one. I'll just rotate this one at 90 degrees. And there, now we're done. So at this point in time, we can remove the stage wall and go ahead and put the loft back in its final location, which will be right about here. At this point in time, everything should be permanent. I can exit out of the estate hall and come back in. And if everything was done correctly, the loft and the furniture that was put on top of it should be in the same position we left it. At this point in time, you are free to interact with the furniture. You can use doze or sit or whatever, and you'll find that it works just as if it was on the ground. So hopefully this is helpful to people that are having difficulty trying to create a second or third floor in their home. If you've got any suggestions to make this process a little bit easier or quicker, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you're having any problems with this trick, just put a question in the comments and I will try to address that as quickly as I can. Alright, thanks for watching.